of hands. Raise your hand if you've ever ran a challenge group that's been a complete flop. Most of us. Okay, I'm talking nobody's checking in. Maybe the first like 1 or 2 days, people are checking in and they're excited, and then you have to like stalk them a little bit, you know? Like you have to kind of maybe tag them in the group, maybe you have to private message them, maybe you have to go to their Facebook page and post on their wall, girl, are you still with us? Like, is everything okay? You know? And it's kind of mind-boggling because they spend money to do this, but yet they're not really doing it, you know? So I've put together a couple things that I hope will help and a couple of group ideas for you too. So, first, when you decide to run a challenge group, I want you to decide, is this a free group or is it paid? You do not have to feel like you have to run a challenge group for Beachbody program and those are the only groups you can do as a Beachbody coach. Not true. A free group is actually a really good idea for newer coaches to kind of provide value and to gain trust from people on social media before you really jump into the paid groups. I know I was really nervous as a new coach, and I was like, how am I, someone who has 40 pounds to lose at the time, how am I supposed to speak on social media and say, join me in my group, I only need $205 of your money, because I was running a T25 group at the time, and you know, how am I supposed to really, how are people going to believe me right now? I just started this. I had never posted anything fitness associated before now. Free groups are a great way to start if you want to go that route, and I'm going to talk more about those later. Find out, is this something that you're excited about? So, you don't have to run a program just because there's a launch within Beachbody. And, okay, Joe's probably not going to like that very much. But, for example, P90. I had a big flop, a big failure with P90 because I thought, I need to run a group, it's a new program, like you have to like advertise for the new programs that come out, so I'm gonna run a P90 group, you know? I had no interest in P90. It was not for me. People could see through that in my posts, and in turn, I had like 2 people, I think, who signed up to do it. Neither of them wanted to be in a group, they wanted to do it on their own. It was not, my heart wasn't in it, and people saw through that in my posts. So like, do something that you're excited about. If you like insanity, and insanity is old as crap, but if it's something that you love and you're into, that's going to show through in your post, and your group is going to get addicted to that enthusiasm that you have, and they're going to duplicate that same enthusiasm. So do a group that you're excited about and it fills your cup. Like I said, if it's something that you don't really care about, your posts are going to be just as half ASS, I don't know another way to say that, just as, you know, halfway there as, you know, they're going to duplicate that. They're going to be the same lackadaisical attitude that you're putting out. So free groups, and my friend Bethany here is in the crowd, and that's an example of her free crock pot challenge. And these are just examples of some free group ideas that you can do. They're an amazing way for new coaches to kind of gain the trust of others. We are not a company that's all about making a quick buck. Like, we don't just care about making money. We care about changing lives. That doesn't have to be through health and fitness. That could be through budgeting help. That could be through parenting boot camps. Those are some groups that some of my friends run, and if you have something that you're passionate about, that you feel that you can connect with other people on a different level other than fitness and nutrition, that would be great, because you want to attract challengers and coaches that are like you. So what better way than to take something that you're interested in, that you're going through, whatever, and run a free group about it. I have coaches who do devotionals in their free groups. I am currently putting together a group that's grief-based. So that doesn't sound fun at all, but there's people out there like me who are grieving the loss of a loved one, who are going to be able to relate to me, and we can kind of connect on that level, and I can kind of, you know, get into their life that way, and they can trust me as a person and know that I'm not just about making a sale or running a Beachbody challenge with them. So it has to be helpful, it has to add value, and something that I really like to do in both groups, in free and the paid, is do a challenge. So if it's a 5-day group, you're going to do a challenge the whole week. If it's a 30-day group, I do a challenge the very last week to kind of get momentum going again. 5-day groups, you might see 5, 7, 10-day groups, whatever. There's, you know, whatever you want to do it. I feel like personally, 7-day groups tend to just like, they're really about big groups. I mean, people slack off on Saturday and Sunday. It sucks, but it's the reality of things. And 5-day groups kind of keep the the enthusiasm going and keep it hyped for the whole time. So that's my preference. So with paid groups, this is an example of one of my paid groups. And I did this on Canva, I think. After somebody signs up to be in your group, send them a welcome email. So I have a template that if you guys are interested, I can share it in the Super Sunday group that I send, and this is new. Like I just started sending this the past like 2 months to my challengers, and they love it. It's not word vomit. It's laid out very clean and crisp, and it talks about the 30-day trial of Beachbody On Demand that they have now. It talks about how to cancel their Shakeology or change their flavor if they want to. It also tells them I'm going to be touching base with them on their Shakeology too, because I don't want them to go in and make any like rash decisions like, oh no, I don't like this flavor, I'm just going to cancel altogether and never think about it again. Like, we still need to be checking with them on their Shakeology, even though they get those automated emails that are also very handy. But yeah, so I send them a welcome email and let them know, here's what to expect out of the group, here's what I'm going to expect out of you and what you can expect out of me, and here's some helpful links that you can click to go to the Beachbody On Demand website, go to your Team Beachbody website, all these little places that they can go to without having to feel like they have to rely on me. I want them to be independent. I want them to have the tools that they need to rock out their program and also become, a challenge group is like a breeding ground for your future coaches. So if you teach them to be independent early on, that's going to speak volumes if they're going to be a coach for you in the future. Some people create welcome posts, like if somebody joins in the process of the group, like, welcome to the group, Nikki, we're so excited to have you. Nikki's going to be doing the 21-day fix. She just got her package. She's so excited to start. That makes them feel like, just like when you welcome to a team page, more of a community and make them feel more comfortable there. So I post a video in my group with expectations. I also have expectations outlined in a pinned post in the challenge group. And this is, by the way, all talking about a Facebook group. This is not about the Challenge Tracker app. I love it, but I just tried it for the first time for the health vet, so I cannot speak on that just yet. But yeah, I posted a welcome video outlining expectations, also intro videos. I want to get to know everyone. I want people to feel like this is a family and not like they're just here to listen to me talk to them all the time. I want them to feel like they can relate to each other, know about their story. Maybe they can relate to what somebody else is going through. But yeah, I encourage them, post your intros, whether it is a post or a video, whatever you feel comfortable with. And no, I'm not going to be here to babysit you. You've invested in yourself, you've invested in this program, and here are some helpful tools so you can get through it. I put a lot of stuff in the file section, a lot of stuff. And I let them know in the pinned post too. There's recipes in there, there's links to websites in there that are going to be helpful. Everything is here for you to utilize. I want you to be independent and learn how to do that and check in things. And I have a photo album with recipes, and I think it was Brooke who actually encouraged me to do this, because if you think about this, not everyone is an audio learner, or like they learn well with like written out text. A lot of people are visual learners. So if you have a photo album that says like 22-minute hardcore recipes, 22-minute hardcore results, and inside that album are nothing but pictures, people will love that. People who are actual visual learners, like, you don't know what chicken enchilada soup is supposed to look like, but if you see a picture of it, you might want to make it. You might actually give it a shot. That might take a little bit of time, but it's going to be super helpful for your people in your challenge group. Okay, so week 1, I use this as the warm welcome in the kind of like a grace period week. This is a learning experience. Not everyone here is going to know what they're supposed to be doing, what clean eating is, what fix approved means, and you're going to have to go through the stereotypical like, is this fix approved? Is that fix approved? And this is like the week where you shut all that down and you just say, it is literally in your book. Like, there's no reason for you to post, is it fix approved? It's in your book. But in a nice way. But this is the grace period week. This is where you kind of like call people out a little bit, like, hey, I've seen that you're eating like, a lot of canned things and a lot of things from the bottom of the list, like maybe focusing on more items at the top that are better for you would be good. But kind of getting to know each other and also giving a little bit of grace in their journey. This is also where you get to know their why, get them comfortable and keep them motivated. And I like to share before and afters, especially of people that I know Like, I know her name's Chelsea, she's on my team, and I like sharing people, like I would share Nikki's if I was doing, if I was doing hammer and chisel, because when you just share like stock photos, I feel like, what if someone asks you like, well, did they have any problem with this or that? And you're like, I don't know, I Google image searched them, like I can try to find them. But sharing, people that you actually know is really helpful. Week 2, this is where the tough love comes in. This is where I've already explained how things are gonna work. Why are you still doing the same things? Let's get real, you invested in something, we're doing this together, everybody else is in it, everybody else is, let's get it together and reach your goals like you said you wanted to. I post a lot of videos. I go live in my challenge groups at least once a day. I'm very tough love, maybe a little too tough, but I feel like a lot of people need it that way. Like, a lot of people are, I don't know how many of you hear I wish I could do that, but I'm just not motivated. That's like my biggest pet peeve. Like, I'm just not motivated. How do you get motivated? Tell me how you get motivated. You have to motivate yourself. Figure out why you want to do this. What is going to make you get out of bed every morning and want to reach your goals? Think about that. This is where the tough love comes in, and you make sure people remember why they started. I go over recognition like nobody's business. Like, if somebody has lost 4 pounds in the first week, even 2 pounds in the first week, 2 inches, I don't care. Any goal that they've reached, I shout it from the rooftops, because I want other people to get motivated by the people who are in the group with them and know that, hey, so-and-so's on track, so-and-so's trying their best, like, let's do this. Remember, we're a group, we're in this together. And we go over, like, what was good, what was bad last week. So let me list, here's some things I struggled with. Here's some things that I did awesome at. And we get tips from each other as a community on how we can improve those things that we struggle with. So like nighttime eating, or eating out at restaurants. I have people who have so much anxiety with eating out at restaurants, especially with the fix. And they're like, do I bring my containers? I don't have a purse big enough to hold them. Like, what do I do? And it's just like, calm down. Let me give you some ideas. Just remember, like, you can eyeball things. You don't have to feel anxiety. This program is supposed to give you a baseline of how to live your life, not to like make you anxious to eat food. And we just rally together and support one another. So week 3, final week. A lot of people have dropped off at this point. Let's be real. Probably at least a third of the group has kind of stopped commenting as regularly. This is when we do everything we did in week 2, except we do prize and participation week. So I do kind of like a point system thing. Each time somebody participates in one of these, I give them a point. I put their name into the hat or bowl or whatever, and I draw a name at the end of the week, and they get a prize. This could be like, when I do a fixed group, it's a fixate cookbook. When I do, it doesn't matter, whatever you want to do. I just feel like something that's going to be helpful for them in their journey. It's going to keep them addicted to Beachbody and want them to go further, not just like a $20 gift card to Bath & Body Works, But yeah, they don't have to be rhyming like that. A lot of times I just do whatever I feel like at the time. So if I wake up and I'm like, I'm feeling like this group needs some like self-love. I feel like they need to like stop focusing on the things they can't do and start focusing on what they love about themselves. So this past week I made like a Love Your Selfie Day, where I wanted to see a selfie and I wanted them to comment below what they love about themselves. Just one thing that they love. So what's next? Your group is over. Do you just close it out and never talk to these people again? Do you just pray to God that they're going to reach out to you and want to be a coach? I post a closing video, and sometimes I do it at the same time that I announce the winner. Like, I'll say, oh, congratulations, private message me your address, I'm going to send you your prize. And I've loved getting to know you guys this week. This is the end of our journey. I'm going to reach out to each and every one of you and get to know what your future goals are, and I close out that group. Some of you have an ongoing group. That's what I'll ask them in the private message if they want to be put in that, or if they want to continue on their journey, because I have a so-and-so group coming up next, which right now is Core to Force. You're going to kind of gauge this by their participation in their group, their attitude in your group. When I private message people, if I have somebody who is a complete negative Nancy the whole time, it was bringing everybody down, no matter if they like their shakes, I'm probably not going to ask them if they want to do the coaching thing. Maybe for the discount, but I am not going to want someone like that on my team and spreading the same kind of negativity to my coaches. So I'm going to be selective with the words that I use in my private message on what's next for you. Do you want to, are you loving your shakes? Would you like to get another bag? Are you wanting to stick with the same flavor? You know, every conversation is going to be different, but it has to be a personal conversation. Some people do group messages, some people just post it in their group. I do private conversation with each and every one because everybody's different, everybody's goals are different, and everybody acted in a different way in your group. So you have to gauge, do I want to work with these people going forward? Do I want to, you know, are these people even interested in having me as their coach, or am I just going to say, thanks so much, I hope you have a great day? You know, like, you have to kind of gauge person by person what you're going to do and start brainstorming your next group. When you're talking to these people, what are you going to be inviting them to next? Because this is like an open opportunity. You already have people who are interested in the challenge group idea. When is your next group? Before you talk to them, you can't just say, I'd love for you to be my next group, and then be like, great, when is it? Hold on, let me look at my calendar and figure out what programs are coming out. Like, be ready, okay? Know what you're going to do next. So most importantly, in your groups, let your personality shine through. This has to be about you. I have used my upline coach's template for challenge groups before, because she has a whole template on, here's the pin post, here's daily post ideas. We are completely different people. We have completely different personalities. And these people in my group saw straight through it. They knew it was copy-pasted BS, and the participation was like this on day one, because they were like, this is not for real. This girl got this from some website. This is not her talking. So just be you. Let your personality shine through, and do that. Like I said, live videos are golden because they can hear your tone of voice. Share motivation and success stories throughout the process. Motivation is going to dip. It's not going to stay the same the whole time. You have to keep them motivated. So Google is my BFF. Like, Google success stories, Google before and afters. Keep them motivated for what they can expect. Decide if you're going to do a point system or if you're just going to go with the flow. If you're somebody who just likes to check in daily and say, here's my shake, here's my food, got my workout in, and that's it, that's on you. If that keeps your people motivated, then keep doing what you're doing. But you have to decide, what kind of group are you going to run? Is this going to be where you actually have a structure, or is this going to be kind of like a do whatever you feel like kind of thing? Some people use SendShare for certain posts, any kind of post scheduling system. I have used it for like coach trainings and stuff. I've never used it for challenge groups, but I highly encourage you, think about what post that you SendShare. If it's a motivational post, awesome. If it's some kind of content, other than like, don't take a workout picture, like splash some water on your face and like say, got my workout in, and like take pictures of yourself and then upload them to share throughout the week. Like, make those things real, make those things live, okay? There's some things that cannot be SendShared, so remember that. And remember that each group is a learning experience. You're gonna have some flops. No matter if you implement all those things or not, no matter if you do all the research in the world, sometimes it's not your fault. You will have some flops and you're gonna learn from them, and just remember, whatever you did that you felt comfortable with, that you were just so excited about, that you knew you were doing right, do that going forward. Continue doing your best. Some people you can't motivate it. You can't want it for other people, but as long as you know that you have done your part and you've done your best to motivate everybody this whole time, your group has been a success in that aspect. You can't make other people follow the program. You can't get them out of bed in the morning, you know. But if you know that you've done your best, that's all that matters, and you've learned from it, and you're on to the next one. So that is all I have about challenge groups. Next, I have Nikki, who is going to talk about social media.